Hare Krishna. We are continuing to read from Sri Caitanya Caritamrita. Jaya Jaya Sri Chaitanya Jaya Nityananda Jaya Advaita Chandra Jaya Gaura Bhatta Vrinda Jaya Jaya Sri Chaitanya Jaya Nityananda Jaya Advaita Chandra Jaya Gaura Bhatta Vrinda Jaya Jaya Sri Chaitanya Jaya Nityananda Jaya Advaita Chandra Jaya Gaura Bhakta Vrinda. We are reading from Adi Lila, chapter 5, text 8. Shri Balaram Gosai Mula Sankarshana Pancharupa Dhari Karuna Krishnera Sevana. Lord Balaram is the original Sankarshan. He assumes 5 other forms to serve Lord Krishna. So, original Sankarshan is Balaramji. And he wants to serve Krishna so much, if I don't know if you all have had that experience that we need to do so many things and we feel, oh, if there were 5 of me, I could do so many more things. I don't know if you all have had that experience. Or if I could expand myself, I could do this, I could do that, I have to do this one, I have to go there, all at the same time. What to do? I want to do all. So, but we can see that what is Balaramji expanding him? We just think about it, we can't. But Balaramji, he's expanding himself. Why? To serve Krishna more and more. He likes to serve Krishna. Apane karena Krishna lila rasahaya shrishti lila karya karidari charikaya. He himself helps in the pastimes of Lord Krishna, and he does the work of creation in 4 other forms. Shishtya Adhika Seva Tanra Ajnar Palana Shesha Rupe Kare Krishnera Vivida Sevana. He executes the orders of Lord Krishna and the work of creation, and in the form of Lord Shesh, he serves Krishna in various ways. So according to expert opinion, Balaram is the chief of the original quadruple forms, is also the original Sankarshan. Balaram, the first expansion of Krishna, expands himself in 5 forms: Mahasankarshan, Karanat, Bhishai, Garbhodakshai, Shirodakshai, and Shesha. So Krishna expands as Balaramji. Balaramji then expands as the Chaturvyuha, the quadruple expansions. And then into Mahasankarshan, then Karnodakshay Vishnu, Garbhodakshay Vishnu, Shirodakshay Vishnu, and Shesh. These 5 plenary portions are responsible for both the spiritual and material cosmic manifestations. So the Mahasankarshan is maintaining the spiritual world. And then the other Karnodakshay Vishnu, Garbhodakshay Vishnu, Shirodakshay Vishnu, Shesh, they are in the material world. In these 5 forms, Lord Balaram assists Lord Krishna in his activities. The first 4 of these forms are responsible for the cosmic manifestations, whereas Shesh is responsible for personal service to the Lord. Shesha is called Ananta or unlimited because he assists the personality of Godhead in his unlimited expansions by performing an unlimited variety of services. So Shesh, the Ananta Shesh is performing personal services to the Lord. He becomes his umbrella, his slippers, his bed, his pillows, as we were reading yesterday. So it said the first 4 of these forms are for the cosmic manifestation. So even Mahasankarshan. So then I'm sorry I said Mahasankarshan was for the spiritual, but here is mentioned is for the cosmic manifestation, responsible for cosmic, and then Shesh is for the personal service of the Lord. Sri Balaram is the servitor Godhead who serves Lord Krishna in all affairs of existence and knowledge. So existence and knowledge, Sat and Chit. Lord Nityananda Prabhu, who is the same servitor Godhead, Balaram performs the same service to Lord Gauranga by constant association. So all personal services Shesh is doing for the Lord. Even his garments, Krishna's garments, ornaments, They're all an expansion of Balaramji. So it's not material. Krishna's clothes, Krishna's bed, Krishna's ornaments, they're not at all material. They are all spiritual. We might not be able to understand it because our experience is all material, and we cannot experience the spiritual with our material eyes or material mind. We are unable to understand it. But if we can just hear with submission and try to understand that this is the inconceivable potency of the Lord. He's God. So he can do such things. Why not? Why can't God do it? He's God. He does not have to fit into our box. He can set the ways as he likes it. So Sarva Rupe Ashvadaye Krishna Sevananda Se Balaram Gauranga Sange Nityananda. In all the forms, he tastes the transcendental bliss of serving Krishna. That same Balaram is Lord Nityananda, the companion of Lord Gaurasundar. So Balaramji always serves Krishna. And when Krishna comes as Lord Chaitanya, Lord Gaurasundar, then the same Balaramji comes as Lord Nityananda to assist him in his service. And then by performing service, is it that Balaramji is feeling unhappy? If he was feeling unhappy, he wouldn't want to expand himself so much to serve Krishna. Like we want to expand ourselves into more and more because we feel, oh, I'm going to be more and more happy. Let me do this, also that, also go here and do this, and then I'll be more and more happy. Same way, Balaramji, he's expanding himself into so many forms. Why? To serve Krishna. Why? Because he's feeling happiness. He tastes the transcendental bliss of serving Krishna. Of course, his desire is not to taste the bliss. His desire is to simply serve Krishna. But what does he receive in exchange? He feels the transcendental bliss. We don't even know what is bliss. In our material experience, we don't even know what is bliss. Bliss is when in connection with Krishna. In connection with Krishna, we can begin to appreciate what is bliss. We can begin to appreciate. Saptama shloke artha karichari shloke yate nityananda tattva jane sarvaloke. I have explained the 7th verse in 4 subsequent verses. By these verses, all the world can know the truth about Lord Nityananda. So Krishna Das Kaviraj Goswami is telling us the tattva of Lord Nityananda. Who is this great personality, Lord Nityananda? So he's Balaramji himself. He's the one who's creating this material universes. Karnodakshay Vishnu, Shirodakshay Vishnu, Garbhodakshay Vishnu. He's the Paramatma in our hearts. That's Lord Nityananda, because Paramatma is Shirodakshay Vishnu. They're all coming from Lord Balaram, who's Lord Nityananda. So he's a great, great personality. He's God himself. But just his mood is to serve Krishna. Maya tite vyapi vaikuntha loke purneshwarye Shri Chaturvyuha madhye rupam yasyod bhati sankarshanakhyam tam Shri Nityananda Ramam prapadye. I surrender unto the lotus feet of Shri Nityananda Ram, who is known as Sankarshan, in the midst of the Chaturvyuha, consisting of Vasudev, Sankarshan, Pradyumna, and Anirudh. He possesses full opulences and resides in Vaikuntha Loka, far beyond the material creation. This is a verse from Sri Swarup Damodar Goswami's diary. It appears as the 8th of the first 14 verses of Sri Caitanya Caritamrita. I surrender unto the lotus feet of Sri Nityananda Ram. Nityananda Ram, he is Sankarshan himself in the Chaturvyuha. Chaturvyuha is the Balaramji, he expands as Chaturvyuha. He possesses full opulences and resides in Vaikuntha Loka. So he has his personal address in Vaikuntha Lok. And he has full opulences, all the opulences, all name, fame, wealth, same as Krishna, because it's non-different, only the mood is different. Prakritira para paravyoma namedham Krishna vigraha yaiche vibhuti adi gunavan. Beyond the material nature lies the realm known as paravyoma, the spiritual sky. Like Lord Krishna himself, it possesses all transcendental attributes, such as the six opulences. So we always want to know what is beyond this material world, what is beyond the material world. Is the spiritual sky, Paravyoma. Paravyoma. According to Sankhya philosophy, the material cosmos is composed of 24 elements. So if we break down what this material world is all about, we will come to 24 elements. This material world which has captured us since time immemorial, that we are so attached to, can't give it up. It is composed of 24 elements, 5 gross material elements. The 5 gross material elements are earth, water, air, fire, ether. 3 subtle material elements. Those are mind, intelligence, false ego. 5 knowledge acquiring senses. So the knowledge acquiring senses are our hands, knowledge acquiring, eyes, ears, nose, tongue, and skin. We acquire knowledge with these senses. Then the 5 active senses, those are the 5 active senses are the working senses, the hands, legs, voice, genitals, and anus. Then 5 objects of sense pleasure. The 5 objects of sense pleasure, what are they? They are form, sound, and what are the others? For the eyes is the form, for the ears is the sound, for the skin it's touch, and then for the tongue it's taste, and for the nose then it is smell. So those are the objects of senses. And Mahatattva. Mahatattva means total material energy. Everything, all the material ingredients are there. So empiric philosophers, unable to go beyond these elements, speculate that anything beyond them must be avyakta or inexplicable. But the world beyond the 24 elements is not inexplicable, for it is explained in the Bhagavad Gita as the eternal Sanatan nature. So what is beyond this 24 elements? This world, material world is 24 elements, but beyond this material world is Sanatan, eternal. Beyond the manifested and unmanifested existence of material nature, Vyakta is the Sanatan nature, which is called the Paravyoma, or the spiritual sky. So the spiritual sky is eternal, the Brahman, everything actually situated on the Brahman. Even this material world is situated on the Brahman, because there is no space where the Brahman does not expand to. It's unlimited. There is no boundary. It's unlimited. So what happens? How is this material world created then? It's on this Brahman, in a certain portion of this Brahman, this black cloud is put there, the Mahatattva. The Mahatattva. So the Mahatattva is also resting on the Brahman. Nothing can exist which is beyond the Brahman. Brahman is all expanding, the spiritual sky. Only this tiny portion of the spiritual sky, the dark material, Mahatattva is put, and the material world is put over there. So so now we are speaking, okay, what's beyond this dark cloud? That is the spiritual sky. Since that nature is spiritual in quality, there are no qualitative differences there. Everything in there is spiritual. Everything is good, and everything possesses the spiritual form of Sri Krishna himself. That spiritual sky is the manifested internal potency of Sri Krishna. It is distinct from the material sky, manifested by his external potency. So in the spiritual world, there is no differences of quality, qualitative difference. There is Everything there is spiritual. Everything is all good. So Krishna's spiritual form is Satchid Ananda. So over there, everything is Satchid Ananda. Everything. Every form in the spiritual world is Sat Chit Ananda. And that is the form of the spirit soul. We are the spirit soul. We are Satchit Ananda. We are Satchit Ananda. The only difference between Krishna and us is we are tiny and Krishna is unlimited. That's the only difference. We are also great. We are great. The soul is Mahan, right? We just heard yesterday. We are very great. We are the Atma, but Krishna is the Paramatma. So that spiritual sky is the manifested internal potency of Sri Krishna. It is distinct from the material sky manifested by his external potency. So this Mahatattva is Krishna's external potency, his external energy. It is these material elements, all these are Krishna's energy, but external. And the spiritual world is his internal energy. Okay. So this purport is a bit long. So we'll stop here for today and continue this purport tomorrow, if that's okay.
Yes, that's fine.
Thank you so much for joining in and listening in. Shri Caitanya Caritamrita ki jai, Shila Prabhupada ki jai. Gaur Premanande Hari Bol, Hare Krishna.